Hey, what's up, One Piece fans? Red Hat Pirates here with a deck profile and guide for OP10 Green Purple Lim. Before we get into the deck, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, smash the sub button, and let me know in the comments if you like the deck, hate the deck, or what you do differently. Let's check out how we're running Lim in OP10. Went ahead and turned the camera off. Alright, Lim. Green Purple Lim. Your characters entered play as rested. Activate main once per turn. You may rest 3 of your Dons. Set up to 1 Don from your Don deck as rested. Then play a cost 5 or lower Odyssey type character from your hand. Alright, for this deck, we are running 4 of the Restand Zoro, the 9 cost. We are running 3 of the 6 cost 7k Sokka on play. If you have 2 or more rested characters in play, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 5 or lower characters. We are running 4 of the Sabo. When attacking once per turn, if you have 3 or more rested characters in play, draw a card. This is a very nice card, 5/6. And then another 5/6 that can play off Lim's ability. The Blocker Dofi, one of your most important cards. End of your turn, if you have 2 or more rested characters in play, set this character as active. We are running 4 of the Searcher Lim, the 3 cost 5k on play. Look at the top 5. And then the end of your turn, if you have 3 or more rested characters in play, set this character as active. We are running 3 of the 1k counter 5/6 Edward Newgates on play. If you have 2 or more rested characters, rest up to one of your opponent's characters of a 5 or less. And then you also get to KO a character of 3 cost or less. We are running 4 of the 5/6 Nails on play. If you have 2 or more rested characters, draw 3 cards and discard 2 from your hand. Is a really nice filter. We are running 4 of the Dracula Mihawks. If you have 2 or more rested characters, set up to one of your 5 cost lower rest or Odyssey type characters as active. So this is like your game closer, or maybe you need to clear a big body and you can swing big into it. Restand with Mihawk, swing big into it. We are running 4 of the 2k 2 cost Nami. If you have 2 or more rested Odyssey type characters, up to one of your opponent's rested Don will not become active during your next refresh phase. This works like really well into characters that you know, hey, they have on 7 they want to play this, or on 10 they want to drop Shanks, etc. You just prevent that from ever taking place. We are running 4 of the 1 cost Lim. This is one of the best cards in the deck. You need to see this card. Once per turn, if this character were to be removed from the board by one of your opponent's effects, you may instead rest one of your Odyssey characters, and then at the end of your turn, you may set up to one of your Odyssey type characters as active. So this is what you're wanting to play out on 1. Play it out on 1, or on 4, or on 2, etc. Like, you're wanting to play this out and then cheat out a body and be able to restand that body. We are running 4 of the 2k counter Audios. If you have 2 or more Odyssey type characters, rested characters, this character gains 1,000 power. And then our Spice, we are running 4 of the 1 cost Law. So on play, this is just look at the top 4 and reveal a Straw Hat or Heart Pirates. We obviously don't have Heart Pirates, but we have Straw Hats. So we have Uso Hachi, 4 of those as 2Ks. We can search them out. We can search out the Nami, which is an extremely important card as well. And we can search out the Zoro, which is a game finisher into several decks like Teach. Works really well into Shanks, Teach, Ploofy. Like, if you can land this card and you know you're living, like, you just end games. And then, yeah, we are running 4 of the Uso Hachi. If you have 8 or more Don, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. So this is how I was running it. I will show you the finals list really fast as well. This is how they were running it. It's very similar, except I'm running 9 cost Zoro still, because I think it works really well to Teach, and it works really well into some other things. And then you ramp up and you get to play that out. They're running this Orochi. I just feel like the Law is just much better because it searches out this card, which is important, and it also it hits on our Zoro and it hits on our Uso Hachi. I don't necessarily like this combo as much. I mean, it does work. It's just, I don't think it's as viable as the Law. I think the Law gives us much better play, and then they were running a 1 of Top Knot. But let's get into the deck. We're going to check out my version of it, and yeah, see how that goes. Alright, up first we have Shanks. We do see our 1 cost. We either want to see that or our Law, just so we're able to, for our 3 down turn, so we're able to restand like our blocker or get value out of whatever we're playing. And this is our 3. We're going to go ahead and swing that just so we can cheat out a body and get the benefit of drawing. And then we do draw into the Nami. That's an important card. I think we just get rid of the 2 searchers here. The 2 bricks. And we do save it. debatable on whether we should have saved it or not, but we decided to because we can actually tax him here and make him actually take some pretty good shots at him. So he defends it. And then he's got his Luffy, but we have an answer to Luffy right away. We might as well just let that go. That way we grab another card. There we go. So we're okay again. We're back to 5 cards. I feel pretty good about where we are. We know we can KO Luffy. We could drop Shanks here. Not Shanks, Zoro. But I don't think we should. I think we probably want to swing our leader and then our Nell. And then from there we're going to KO his Luffy. Yep, and we don't even have to worry about the ramp. And then we'll play out that, and we can grab, there's another Nami. So that's perfect. So we know we stop him, and then we might as well restand our 7 cost. Because if he's playing the 8, he's going to pop our Anel most likely, and we don't want him to pop it and get a swing into our 7. So he did mess up there, technically. He tried to pop... Oh, well, I guess... Not necessarily, but at the same time, yes. He probably should have just popped our Law. Or popped our the thing that he minused in the first place and then just swung lead. You know, he'd have forced a counter out of our hand. Alright, so we're looking to play Nami here. And this is ranked. This is all pretty high low ranked matches, so. And we're just gonna swing everything we can. And then keep 2 up for Nami and then just play out our 5 cost. Because our 5 cost is a free play. And then we have another Nami for next turn. And the only reason we played that is literally just for the body. And we might as well restand our 7. And then he does it again. And this time I think he probably won't try to pop. Yeah. Which that's fine. He cleared board except for those 2. We do get another Nami, so we're able to swing freely again. So we're mathing a little bit. We know we have to have X amount to play out body and Nami. So we swing 8. If this goes through, we just finish. He didn't, so... I think we decide just to swing big and keep the other card in our hand and then just end the game next turn. And we'll play Nami, do that, and restand. Yeah, we wanted to keep some counter in our hand just in case he had like Rush Dragon or something like that. We know that he would have been on 9, so Dragon would have been that great of a play. Yeah, so his idea was probably to go 7 and then, what, 8, 9, 9? And he just loses. And here we get Teach. So we go ahead and restand. He turns off our on plays right away. But it's okay because we get the blocker as well. So we would have played the other thing, but since he did that, we'll just play out the blocker right away. Get the restand going. And now we know that he has to add Don when he swings into us. Because he doesn't have a way to get rid of this turn. So we'll see what he wants to do. He swings 5, we just block, it's free. Always take your free block. There's no reason not to. And then he tries to KO that, but no, we just turn Lim sideways. Alright, he couldn't have got, even if he'd have done that first, it wouldn't have worked, because then we'd have just blocked his swing, so. We can swing 7 And then probably 7 again. And here technically we got punished for swinging first, which it's like it's one of those situations where I guess you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, because like if he hits finger gun and blows up what we play out, that's annoying too. But at the same time, I think we probably should have just played it out, because if he blew up anything, it would have been the Dofi blocker. So maybe we should have just played it out first. That way we ramped and got a body on board. But it is what it is. It happens. I think we just block here, no? Okay. So we're still black hold. Unfortunately, see, if we would have ramped last turn, we'd been playing out Zoro right now. But we can't play out Zoro now because he's a dick. And he did that to us. So we're not going to do that twice. We're going to get our bodies on the floor. We don't want to hit another liberation. We want to get out as much as we can. 5, 6. And then we just play out another one too. Even though we know it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. And now he could use his liberation event. Oh, he does. Okay. He tries to get rid of that and that. We could just rest. I guess we could have rested the blocker. And then he'll swing 5 lead. I think we counter. I don't think there's a reason not to. We take the second one. We thought he was going to maybe swing 6-6 or something like that. We'd have still been able to counter, so. Oh, he gets Burgess. We can swing 2. We can 2K out of that, and then we can still get out of the next swing too. And now we're just in a position to win. We can go. We'll probably start with a 7. If he takes this, I think probably 9. Yep. And then if he takes this, obviously, we just go all in. Because we still have, 2, 4, 5. We should be able to get out of any swing. I don't think we're in danger of even losing going for it all. And we win. Here we got Zoro. We do get our 1. Like I said, it is okay if you get the law as well, especially in this matchup. It does change our early play. Like, if we had the law, obviously, we wouldn't have played that. We would have played the blocker Dofi instead, because we wouldn't have had it. We would have had a way to restand blocker Dofi. Whereas, because we drew on this 1 cost instead of the law 1 cost, it allows us to make a better play. Okay, and when we just swing 7, we get to swing 7 again. We get to draw a card for it. We just have to make sure we swing the 0 first, play out a card. And in this case, we play out the blocker, yes. And then we swing 7, and then we get to restand both. Actually, we're going to probably restand Dofi because that's free, and then we'll probably restand our Lim. I would assume that he really wants to take care of this Sabo because that's his free card draw. So he kind of has to. He does swing 7 at lead. He swings 6. I think we have to 2K out of that. I got an annoying pop-up. And then 2K, yeah, I don't think we're taking that either. We can just block in 1K. Okay. So we're on 9. We're not really in a position to play Zoro. But we can, if we work this right, we can definitely KO something. We can KO the Luffy with a 6. We can swing first. We do want to swing our bodies first. And then we can technically do it now because it is playable now. Yep, and now we can swing this and get card draw and then still cheat something out. And we'll just cheat out the other Dofi. And then we restood the Sabo because the other body's a 7k body to swing into. So if he wants to swing into that, he would have to climb. So now we got 2 blockers. Pretty fat hand size. I don't think we're in any jeopardy here. Just 2k. We can't take the chance that he has like Diable or like Jambe in his kit, so we'll just block in 1k. Okay. So he does mole gun that out. We swing 7. Yeah, we can go for game here because we have restand. So now we can swing 7 again and see what he does. Oh. Now we can swing 7 maybe on Lim as well. Because this is going to be counter, right? If he has counter, he counters here. If he doesn't, it doesn't matter anyways because we get to swing fat and then restand and swing fat again. Yeah. And he just loses. Even if he didn't, we had 2 blockers still, so. We go ahead and take the first. We got second this time. Our Lim did stick, thankfully. We can swing 5, play out another Lim. So we get double Lims. And then we can play out some card draw. We'll get rid of... What do we want to get rid of? We can get rid of Law for sure. And then we get rid of one of our 6 costs. That's not terrible. Because we had 2 of them anyways. And we're not going to be really looking to play 2 of them technically. Probably end up playing 1 and then wanting to play a Zoro or something like that if we get one. Even though he kind of just KOs Zoro. So we really want to focus on keeping the board as wide as possible. And we don't have Zoro on our hand anyways. So we can swing 6 and then we can swing 6 again. Ensures that he doesn't get a free block. And then we take the 2k there and then we can ramp and play the other one out and we get our restand. Yep, that's very important. And then we're able to restand everything on our board. So the only way he can get rid of anything is to KO it. And he can't KO the Lim unless he can do it twice. Well, the 1 cost is what I mean by the Lim. Okay. So he does get Jack down. Alright. That's cool. Alright, watch out, buddy. Good play. Let's see. We could swing into Jack and probably get a free block and then restand our Lim. So we'll start off with some 5k swings just to get the counter out of his hand. Yep, and then we can fat swing into Jack. He'll block this. Yep, guaranteed. And then we just play out the restand and then swing. And then we just restand everything. We had blockers too, like in our hand that we could have played, but there was just like, there's no reason to. We're not in jeopardy. So that restand was better just because it gets Jack off the board. Then he swings. We can counter out with a 2k. Or a 1k. I guess we don't really need the Sabo to be fair. Because we're going to be playing probably Sokka and Dofi if we play 2. So we can't KO both of them, and then we'll just rest 1. Okay. So I think we're debating on how we want to do this. We don't even need to play out blocker here if we don't really want to. So we just swing 6. We swing 6. We're trying to get 2Ks out of hand. And then we can swing 7, and then we can just KO his Lucci. We can just full clear board again. And then restand everything. So everything gets restood. We just 2k counter out of this one. We got plenty of 2k still. So he gets Man Cherry. He'll be bringing back some stuff. That's fine. See, we'll be able to swing into Manchuri with our one cost limb. And he won't dare counter that, so. So we're assuming he has a blocker, right? Oh, he tried to KO that. So I'm assuming he will re-KO it, right? You know, well, maybe not. I wouldn't. I would probably remove the 2/3 costs for sure. Okay, so we swing into the 0 with the 0. That goes away. And then, yep, we can rest his... Yep, we rest his Brook so we can swing 6 into it. So if he blocks it, we just know we get them both. Then we swing 7 lead. And we can play out Lim. Grab Mihawk. And then we get a free blocker that we can play. And then we just restand everything again. So now we have a blocker in play. We have our restand Mihawk in hand, so we know we got game. We can go for game, and we have Usopp in hand, so we can rest his... Not only can we rest his Rebecca, but we can also just finish the game. And we go ahead and take it, and then we'll just give you a 2K. There's no reason to take anything else. And we'll rest that. Swings... No, oh, no, I don't... Like, that's scary to do, only because, like... We win, but yeah, if he had a trigger, he might have blown that up. But then we would have just swung all out with leader, and it is what it is. So either way, we win. Here is a Dofi. Every once in a while, you get some Dofis. So we get our Lim. We do get an Enel. We don't got the greatest of card draws here, but we get to play out the Sabo, so that's fine. We're starting to draw cards. Because he'll swing... Alright, he swings 9. We obviously taking this. Oh, we get restand. So we actually can probably clear Boa because of restand. We can just... So we probably would want to... We swing 5 into lead. Yeah, of course. He'll probably counter. And then we swing our 0. Because I think we have to. And then we swing big into Boa. We don't get a card draw for this one because there wasn't nothing we could do about it unless we played the... We could have played the Trafalgar Law technically and got card draw for this right there as well. Maybe we should have. And then we would just swung 8 twice instead of 9. But then we may not have killed it. Okay, he's got another one. And then he's going to be swinging 7. He plays the bounce law. Tries to bounce that. We're just... actually probably let it because we don't want Perona to kill it. Because we can just replay it out. Yeah, we just replay it out. It literally didn't cost much. And then we play out the 3. We grab the Dofi blocker. And now we get card draw off of that swing, and then we just make sure we swing 6s. And then we can swing 7. And he's in a very, very bad position now. And then we get to play out the Dofi blocker, and now we're just going to restand things. Boom, boom, and boom. Alright. Okay, so he does get Graph Blade, which is fine. Swings 5, we can counter. We'll take the 7, it's okay. We can KO that for free. Because we can tax the hand a little bit more. And then KO it and play blocker. So we can reestablish our board pretty well if we don't want to, because we don't really want to go for game here, not with that many cards. And then we want to make sure We grabbed a 2K off of the law. That's pretty nice. So now we got double rested cards. We got triple rested cards. And then we can play Sokka, just get rid of that. And then we can just play over top of the law. Yeah, because we didn't have no 2Ks in hand, so we actually were searching out a 2K, I think is what that was. Just to be safe. And he does bounce it, that's fine. We could probably just take and we're going for game anyways, and we know we got game. So here we got to swing Mihawk first, and we just swing it as a 9. That way if he hits trigger, and I think he did have the trigger, I think he hit the Grav Blade, he did. And that is how we were running Lim in OP10. Let me know what you guys thought. If you made it all the way through, I appreciate you. And let me know what deck you want to see next time. Peace out.